I find very, very helpful when I am making a meal plan for the month and I'm getting ready to go grocery shopping is looking for some of the same ingredients, something that I can buy maybe in bulk, or I can buy multiple of, or maybe one thing that I'm able to spread out and be able to do different meals with. So today I have 15 ingredients that I'm going to make a week's worth of meals. So this is going to be about 4 to 5 days worth of meals, because usually I'm only cooking 4 to 5 days out of the week anyways. The rest is leftovers or just like different stuff if we're out and about, maybe just something from the freezer, different stuff like that. So I'm usually only cooking 4 or 5 days out of the week anyways. So this is a whole week's worth. In my opinion, it's a whole week's worth of meals that you guys can do. 15 ingredients. Let me show you how. Here are all the ingredients we're going to need for this meal plan. This is about 4 different dinners, so 4 nights. So usually we cook between 4 and 5 times a week, and the other times we have leftovers or we're going over to someone's house. So 4 is about a good number for us for the weekday. So here is everything that I got in this haul. Most of the stuff I believe I got at Aldi's. Some of it's Walmart as well, which is kind of the main 2 places that I shop. But I have been shopping more at Costco lately. So in the future, you'll see more Costco / Aldi hauls. That's kind of where we're leaning towards these days. So let me show you everything that we got. We have some queso. Now this is just what I have in my pantry. So you can use whatever type that you want. I'm hoping this isn't too spicy for my kids. I'm just going to use a little bit of it. So hopefully it's not too bad. But you guys use whatever type of queso that you want. We have some evaporated milk, cream of chicken soup, Rotel. We have some Italian dressing, some pizza sauce. I have pepperonis. We have a thing of yeast since we're going to be making some bread this week. I have some chicken thighs. I actually recently found this in my freezer. I'm kind of doing a pantry clean out as well. Not pantry, I guess pantry and freezer clean out. So I'm really trying to work on my freezer right now. And we have some bacon, we have some green beans, some mozzarella. I should only need just this little block, some angel hair pasta, and then some flour. We shouldn't need too much, so I believe 2 pounds will be plenty. This is everything that we need this week. Did I say potatoes? I don't know if I mentioned those potatoes back there, but we probably will use most of those potatoes, if not all of them. So we will definitely see how much we have left over after we do all these 4 meals. So let's get started. I have 4 meals planned. Let's get started on the first one. So I'm going to go ahead and make our first meal, and it's actually going to be chicken and Italian, what's it called? I don't know. It's like Italian chicken and green beans with some potatoes. I'm just going to put it all in my crock pot. So I'm going to start with our chicken. I have already cut off some of the fat. This is going to be, most of our chicken's going to be for this meal. So I'm going to put 4 chicken breasts down at the very bottom here. And then I have some golden yellow potatoes. I think I cut up maybe 5 or 6. Some of them are kind of big. So I'm just going to put them like this. And then I thought about putting some green beans in here as well, but I think I'm just going to make this on the stove top. And then I have our dressing that I showed you at the beginning of the video. Here's our dressing. We're only going to need about a cup of it though. So we have our cup, and I'm just going to pour it right on top. Just like that. If you have Italian seasoning, you can put that on top as well. I actually just recently ran out of Italian seasoning, so is that. Since I don't have Italian seasoning, I'm just going to use some oregano. And then I'll use some parsley. And I'm going to let this cook on low for about 5 hours. I will see you then. Okay, so I actually put this on high because I forgot my potatoes. Yeah, they're going to need it on high. So I cooked this for about 3.5 hours. And my potatoes are just now tender. And my chicken is basically falling off the bone here. So I'm gonna go ahead and plate this up. I would call this done. And then I made some green beans over here. Okay, and then I just had 2 packages of green beans, so I went ahead and cooked this up. I added about 2 tablespoons of butter, and then I added about 1/4 cup of water as well to cook these in. These are pretty much done. Added some salt and pepper, and boom, we have dinner on the table. And I barely did any work today. Okay, here is our dinner tonight. We have our chicken, which is upside down. There we go. Don't you look pretty? And then we have some potatoes and some green beans. You guys, this looks so, so good. I cannot wait to test it out. How is it? Is the chicken good?
Good. I'm dipping in my dressing.
How was it?
Good.
Good? Do you like the chicken?
Yeah, but it's all gone.
Do you like the potatoes?
Yeah, but I ate that green beans first.
Oh, okay. Save the best for last, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Good?
Pretty good.
Is it good?
That was not like my chicken.
You don't like your chicken, but it's all gone.
Right.
You need to eat your green beans. Can you eat your green beans?
No.
We are going to start off by making some bread. We're going to need it tonight. You can also make this and have it for like one of the other dinners as well. So I would say that bread is good for a day or 2. Anything past 2 days is just good for toast. So you can definitely have this recipe. This is going to make 2 loaves. So I'm going to start off by using 1 tablespoon of yeast. And then we have 1 cup of warm water. Then I'm also going to put in 1 tablespoon of sugar. I'm going to give that a good stir. All right. And then I'm going to let this sit for about 5 minutes until it gets nice and foamy. So I'll see you guys in just 5 minutes. So now that 5 minutes has been up, it's nice and foamy, so you know that the yeast is active and it's working. I'm going to put in another cup of, you can do milk or you can do water, whichever you prefer. It's much cheaper if you do water, but I like to add in the milk. I think it's more of this fluffy texture versus when I don't do the milk. And I think it just kind of tastes better. Also going to add in 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. You guys can put in whatever type of oil you prefer. And then I'm going to put in just a little bit over 2 teaspoons of salt. A little bit of ginger. Whew. Come on, work with me. We are going to need 5 cups. I think it ends up being about 5.5 cups. I'm just going to start off with doing 5 cups of flour. And it totally depends on your environment, where you live, the humidity that they have there. Right now, our humidity is ridiculous. So there's 3 cups. There's 4 cups. We'll call that 5 cups. And I'm gonna put this on a low setting, and I don't have a hook, so definitely do this if you have a hook, you guys, but I cannot find my hook, but this works fine too. Okay, so mine's done. It needed pretty much exactly 5 cups. Let me take this out and show you guys. Ugh. I didn't add anything or anything like that, but it's just slightly sticky. It's only slightly sticking to the bottom there, and that is absolutely perfect. I want it slightly sticky but still workable. And so I'm just gonna leave it in this container. You can take it out and put it in a different bowl, but that's just what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna take my towel, a damp towel, and I'm just gonna place it over here, and I'm gonna let this sit and let rise for 1 hour. Okay, so it's been about an hour. I'm gonna take it off and look how much it's risen. I'm gonna give it a good punch. Okay, I need 2 loaf pans. I'm gonna go ahead and spray them. Some olive oil spray. Give this a good dump. Get in there. Okay, and then I'm just going to try my best at cutting this in half. So I'm going to say that's half. Okay, I'm going to try to roll this. Place it in here. Try to make it as even as possible. There we go. I would say that's pretty good. I'm going to spread this one out a little bit more. Okay, and then you can let this rise for 30 minutes to an hour, whatever you guys prefer. I usually do about 45 minutes. So just get your towel. Once again, place it over, and I'll see you guys in about 45 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 45 minutes. We are going to go ahead and put this into our oven. Yay! In goes one of them. In goes the other. These are looking really, really nice. So I think those are going to be really nice breads. I'm going to leave this in here for 30 minutes exactly. And then I'll take it out. Okay, here they are. Oh my goodness. Aren't they beautiful? They are so beautiful. And they smell amazing. I'm going to let that sit out. And then we'll have this for dinner tonight. Okay, here's our yellow potatoes. Look how much we still have. We still have quite a bit. So I'm going to peel these up, chop them up, and put them in our big old, what's it called? Soup pot? That's what I'm calling it. Dutch oven soup pot. So I'm going to get started on my potato soup. I have quite a bit of potatoes here that I'm ready to cook up. You push. I left some peels on some of them because it's yellow potatoes and I don't think they're going to taste bad or anything. Sometimes I like just a little bit of peels on my potatoes. While the potatoes are cooking, I'm going to get started on some bacon. We're just going to be making some bacon bits, and then we're going to be putting it into our soup. So I'm going to chop this up, and then I'll kind of cook it on the stove as they're already in bits. As they're already No! Okay, my potatoes are, I believe, cooked through. A lot of them are kind of just falling apart here. So I'm going to drain off most of the water. I'm going to leave maybe 1/4 cup in here and go from there. Okay, I have all the water except for just a little bit, about 1/4 cup at the very bottom. I'm going to slide in a whole stick of butter. Come on. There we go. I'm going to turn my heat down to low. And then I'm going to add in a whole can of evaporated milk. Okay. Whew. That is super, super hot. Okay, I'm just going to give this a little bit of a stir. I'm wanting a little bit of those, about half of our potatoes to kind of mash down. But I do like my potato soup to be a little bit on the chunky side. So I'm just going to add that together, letting this butter melt at the very bottom. Okay. I'm gonna add in quite a bit of salt. Probably about 1/4 of a teaspoon. You don't want to add in too much because we're also adding in bacon, and bacon's going to make it a little bit salty as well. And then quite a bit of pepper. Give that a good stir. Okay, and this is going to thicken up as we go. So you might have to add in more milk, kind of just depends. If you guys don't want to use evaporated milk, like half and half, heavy whipping cream or regular milk is totally fine too. We kind of find that the evaporated milk, it gives it a lot more flavor. And it's kind of a family recipe as well, so I really enjoy using it. And then I had some evaporated milk in the fridge, so I'm going to use up probably most of this. There we go. And then of course adding some cheese or sour cream to it. It's going to make it taste even better. But today I'm just going to stick to the butter and evaporated milk. A little bit of seasonings, some bacon, and we're going to be good to go. I think I'll add a little bit more. Probably just add the rest of this can. I used about 1/3 of this can earlier, so come on now. There we go. Okay, I would say that our bacon is good. I'm going to go ahead and add this. This was half the package of bacon, and I'm just going to go ahead and add this to our baked potato soup. Okay, I would definitely say half a package is literally perfect. It is perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, and we're gonna, you know what, actually, I think I'm gonna add some paprika in it as well, because why not? Paprika makes everything taste better. Give that a good stir. On some chicken spaghetti. I was going to do this in the crock pot, but I think it might just be easier and actually faster to do it over here on the stovetop. So I lightly greased our pan. I just oiled it with some olive oil, and then I have some water. Is it even going? Hold up. Sometimes this burner don't work. Nope. Then I have some water preparing for a boil because we're going to put our noodles in. So I'm going to get started on our chicken. I'm going to go ahead and cook this up. I just have one left, so I'm going to go ahead and cook this up. There's not going to be a lot of chicken in here, but it's totally fine. It really doesn't need a whole lot anyways. If you find that you're running out of chicken, you can always grab some canned chicken. This canned chicken would actually be perfect in this meal, so you can definitely do a little switcheroo. I'm gonna season this with some salt and pepper, and then of course my favorite paprika. I went ahead and turned down the heat a little bit because this has a bone in it and I'm not sure it's gonna cook that well if I leave the heat up. So I'm gonna kind of let this slow cook for just a little bit, probably about 10 minutes, so 5 minutes on each side. And then I'm gonna set this to the side. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this. Season this side. I could have done it earlier, but I was being lazy. I've been doing like a million things today, and you know how it is. Okay, and let that cook for about another 5 minutes. So my pot is up to a boil. I have my angel hair pasta, and I'm only going to use half of this pasta. That chicken pasta meal that we made last night, you could either do potatoes or you could do these noodles. So you could do a pound of this noodles so that you're finishing up this box. I've done it both ways, and I don't know, I think I kind of like the noodles more. I'm definitely a pasta girl. I love pasta. You definitely want to do it in a big pot like this because we're going to be adding quite a bit of stuff in here. So definitely something you're going to be able to stir some things in nicely. All right, so that's about half of it. As you can kind of tell, that's about half. Okay, I'm going to turn down this heat to a medium, and I'm just going to let that get to al dente. Okay, so I just recently turned down this pasta water, and it is done. I tasted it and it was almost done, so I'm sure by now it is done. Let me give it one more test. Yep, it's good to go. The angel hair pasta doesn't take very long at all. So I'm just going to drain off most of this water. It's pretty hot. I'm going to start by adding in 1/4 of that block of cheese that I showed you at the beginning of the video. It's this, basically Velveeta. And then I'm also going to be adding in a can of cream of chicken soup. And then we have a can of Rotel that I'm going to be adding. Also going to be adding in just a little bit of taco seasoning, maybe about 1 ounce. It might be just a little bit less than that. Okay, I'm going to try to give this a good stir. And I'm going to want this to stay on low. I want that cheese nice and melted through. Okay, so I have the rest of our chicken diced up. I'm going to put that in here since this is nice and melted. I am going to add some pepper. And then some salt. Just a little bit of salt, not a whole lot. Give this a good stir. We're definitely making use for what we have, all the chicken that we have left. Okay. Okay, not bad at all. And then definitely if you guys have canned chicken on hand and you like to use it, this would definitely be the meal for it. I'm gonna give this a test and see if we need any more cheese. Look how good that looks. Nice and cheesy, we have our proteins. Just a really, really great dinner here. Okay, this is superb. It is so good. It does not need anything else. It doesn't need any more cheese. It is the perfect amount of cheese. I had tons of little chicken bites in my bowl. This is absolutely perfect. Definitely if you have kids and they don't like spicy, don't use the jalapeno one, but it is a little bit on the spicy side. Otherwise, this is so, so good. Okay, here is 6 servings for me and my kids. I think 2 of these kids aren't even going to eat all that. So it doesn't look like a big bowl, but for them, it is a big bowl. You know, they're only 8 and under. They only have some big stomachs. I think this is going to be perfect for me and my husband. This one, he might want more, so I'm not really sure. But let me show you how much leftovers I have. Like, there's tons. There's quite a bit left. So this is like probably a good 3 more servings, I would say. So definitely a really great hearty meal to feed your family. For dinner tonight, I'm going to get started on making some homemade pizza. So I need to get started on our bread. So I have 1.5 cups of warm water. I'm going to do 1.5 tablespoons of yeast. I know that's kind of a lot of yeast, but for pizza, you really want it to rise really nicely. And so I'm going to give that a stir. Then I have 1 tablespoon of sugar. And then I'm going to let this sit for about 5 minutes. I'm going to want it nice and foamy on top. That's how you know your yeast is active. So I'm going to let this sit for just about 5 minutes. Okay guys, I don't know if you can see it, but it's nice and foamy, which is exactly what we're wanting. So I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 teaspoon of yeast, just a tad bit of ginger. Okay. And then I have 1/4 cup of oil. And now I'm going to go ahead, I need 4 cups, but I'm just going to go ahead and add in 3 for now. And then I'll probably add in like 1/4 cup at a time. There's that, there's 3. Okay, I don't have a dough hook. So if you guys have a dough hook, definitely use that. But I'm going to go ahead and just blend this up. Okay. I'm going to go ahead, I'll probably just add in half of that for now. Okay, and then add in the remaining. Hope for the best. All right, you guys, this is perfect. It's pretty sticky, but I'm gonna leave it at that. And when I'm rolling it out, if I need to add more flour, I always can. But you kind of want it a little bit sticky. You don't want it to be super dense or anything like that. Okay, and I'm gonna let this set out for about 45, you can do 45 minutes or you can do up to an hour, hour and a half. I think I'm probably gonna leave mine out for 45 minutes just because it's getting close to dinner time. So that's what I'm gonna do here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put a towel over this. I'm just gonna leave it in here and call it good. Here is my towel, and I'll see you guys in 45 minutes. Sorry, my husband's working on some shelves in the garage, and the garage like literally right back here. So, okay, so we're gonna try to make do with what we got here. Yeah. So here is our pizza dough. It has risen quite beautifully. So I'm going to take it out. I just cleaned my counter, so it's nice, freshly clean. And I'm actually going to divide this in half the best that I can. This is gonna make two. I guess you could make one ginormous one. I always like to make two, one for me, my husband, and then another for my kids, because they usually just like cheese on theirs. And, you know, we kind of like all the other stuff. So I think I will do maybe just pepperoni on one and cheese on the other, something like that. So anyways, I'm going to take this, kind of put it off to the side. Okay, I'm going to take my rolling pin and get it as circular as I can. You can use your hands. Most of the time I feel like I just use my hands. But I don't like mine super thin, so I don't want to get this too terribly thick. It will thicken up just a little bit, and it's gonna rise quite a bit. But yeah, I'm definitely wanting it a little bit more on the thicker side. Okay, so heart shape is gonna have to do today. So we have our Rayo's pasta sauce. No, Rayo's pizza sauce. Oh my goodness. No. Okay. I don't know about you, but I like mine to have a lot of sauce, and my husband does not. We are a divided house. So, how am I going to do the pizza? I guess I'll just do medium amount. Compromise. See, my husband would already say this is too much. I think it's perfect. Okay, we have mozzarella sauce that I have shredded up. Just put it on top like this. Y'all know how to make a pizza. I always think it's like better homemade versus any frozen ones. I don't even bother buying frozen anymore because they're all terribly expensive. Like, it's gonna be at least 10 bucks to feed my family with a frozen, or I could just make it myself. I could like buy one at Domino's for cheaper. It's crazy. Okay. We're just gonna go ahead and add in our pepperonis. I have this like a little bit that I had in my freezer. I'm just gonna go ahead and use that up first. I'm trying to get everything out of my freezer. Goodness, I have too much stuff, too much. Okay, so this pizza is going to be for me and my hubby. I don't have any Italian seasoning at the moment. I keep forgetting to get some more. I'm gonna sprinkle just like a little bit of garlic powder, if I can, without making a terrible mess. Okay, and then I'm also gonna add in some oregano. Give it just a little bit of flavor. Okay. Woo. And then just a little bit of parsley. Okay, Okay, and I would say it's done. I'm gonna let this rise for another 10 minutes and then I'm gonna put it in the oven 450 for about 15 minutes or until it's nice and cooked through in the middle. It's gonna go from this to this. You guys, this thing got so thick. Look, she's so pretty. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. I'm actually just gonna add some butter to the crust here. If you guys want to do like garlic butter, oh my goodness, that is so good. This is just gonna add just a little bit of deliciousness to our already delicious pizza. You guys, this is gonna be absolutely amazing. Amazing. All right, look at here. Look at that. She a beaut. 15 ingredients can feed your family for a whole week. It does take some type of effort. It does take some meal planning. It does take some time and looking through all the ingredients that you have on hand, all the ingredients that you're going to buy, and you have to be looking at different recipes, what you're wanting to make. I highly encourage you guys to like look at Pinterest. Pinterest is like, oh, it is amazing. It's such a great tool, something that my parents didn't have, my mom didn't have when she was raising us children. So definitely look for cookbooks for Pinterest to find different recipes that you're wanting to make throughout the week. But meal planning is going to be key, and keeping that budget low and being able to make fun and different recipes maybe that you haven't made before, or just different recipes in general that you can feed your family for a week, for 4, for 5 days, for 7 days, however many days that you want. You don't have to do 15, you can do 20, you can do whatever you want. This is just my meal plan, what I did for 15 different ingredients for 4 days worth. So I hope that you guys liked it. Thanks so much for watching, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.